Good evening, afternoon, morning, depending on where you are. As you can see, we're streaming again. Today I'm gonna do some games made by Ultimate Play the Game, or rather published by them, because not all of them were made by themselves. And I decided to do that not just on the Spectrum, which is my normal system, but go to a few different systems in this case. Hi, 48K RAM. Good evening. How are you doing today? I'm gonna do some various Ultimate games on different systems. So we'll see how they are, what they are like. I hope you're having a good evening. Oh boy, servers at work. What kind of servers do you manage? Ah, at least it's a decent operating system. Red Hat 7, yeah. Okay, we're gonna start today with, well, the first game that came out under the Ultimate Play the Game label.
Sorry, I don't have any information.
And in the meantime, I need to switch off my Google Home because that's interrupting me now. But instead of on the Spectrum, where I would normally play this, I'm going for the Commodore VIC 20. And we'll see what that version is like. Plone CMS, yeah. I always stayed away from those kind of things. I usually let that sort of application be managed by others, thankfully. Because applications can be the worst things to work on. Okay, do we load? There we go. Okay, Jetpack, as mentioned, basically the first game. I can imagine it's not a fun thing to do, manage those kind of instances. Jetpack came out in 1983 on the Spectrum and also on the BBC and the VIC 20. I decided to go for the VIC 20 version because it's the only game, as far as I know, that ever came out from Ultimate for the VIC 20, and I thought I'd have a look. Yeah, neither have I 48 RAM, so we'll see what this one's like. Oops. Well, I fly against aliens here too, just as in the Spectrum version, so that's at least the same. The VIC-20, of course, was a bit more limited than the Spectrum in its possibilities, but even so, this looks pretty good. Graphically, it was, of course, it had the advantage of not having the issues with the color clash, but apart from that, yeah, this looks pretty good. Of course, the VIC-20, as far as I remember, although I don't know exact details, I seem to remember that they actually had some real sprites, so that made these kind of games a bit easier. That also probably explains why there's only 2 colors of aliens, because I'm guessing that they only had a limited amount of sprites available. And you can probably copy sprites, but that is a bit of a guess since it's a long time since I looked at the specs for VIC-20. Okay. Now I have to wait for a moment to get in there. That was not the moment. But this looks pretty good. You do see a bit of issue with colors, but that's more probably because of the sprite limitations. This runs pretty well. Actually, I must say I'm impressed with this. Oops. Yeah, same issue. If it's close to the edge, it's difficult. But I must say, yeah, this is running way better than I expected. Don't know if you ever played around with the VIC-20 or any of the Commodore computers for the 8K RAM. Really not used to playing with the stick, so those controls pretty decent. The only thing you're missing basically is the hover that you have with the keyboard. Was it 1 through 0, I think it was. It's actually very playable. Yeah, that was stupid. Just because it's playable doesn't mean that I'm good at it, of course. But I actually realized I left one word out that I normally put in my title, playing badly. Oops. Well, got to the second level somehow. But yeah, this is faster than I seem to remember from the Spectrum version. Oh yeah, fly straight into it. I hope the audio levels are okay for you. Duh. Looks like the VIC-20 also had some color clash issues with sprites, but... Ah, bummer. We'll try one more time, because it's too much fun not to. I'm just checking that everything is working okay. Yeah, looks good. I seem to be streaming, so that's good. I'm still wondering about Ultimate Play the Game. The brothers, of course, always said that they worked on arcade games, but I've never seen any real proof for it that they did. course I can't think of the name of the brothers now, which I saw just earlier today, but I can't think of it now. Oh well. Old age, you know, isn't it great? Oh joy, let's start there. Yeah, useful. I remember when I first played this on the Spectrum, this was basically the first thing that came close to a real arcade game on the Spectrum. Oops. No. Oh well, let's try the next one, and we will start going to the Spectrum now, because the next few games are only available on the Spectrum. And some other famous one. Next one, of course, the second one that came out from under the label was Pssst. Now, I don't claim to be any good at this game, but I should be able to get at least to the first two levels, we hope. We'll do joystick, because while I usually play with keyboard, this game has such weird keys by today's standards that I cannot do that anymore. I'm sure you know this, but if anyone were around that doesn't know it, the idea is to allow the plant to grow by stopping the bugs from bordering the plant. In the first level you have just one kind of spray that you need, because there's only the crawling buggies. Later levels you need more type of sprays, because there's different kind of bugs coming by. I hope you're getting audio from this, because I don't hear it, but I know that this audio is often a bit lower. If there's no decent audio, just let me know so we can try and get it better. Relatively easy starting level, of course. Ah yeah, now I hear the audio and it is a bit low, I think. So we'll raise the level a bit for this. That's better. Now we get different sprays depending on the kind of bug we need. No, we don't need that one. Given the limitations of the ZX Spectrum, the color thing and everything, this actually looked quite decent for such an early game. What I like about this too is that it does have auto fire, so I don't have to keep hitting the button. I don't think this is quite at the level of a Jetpack. It's still a pretty decent game. And as you can see, it does become a bit harder because it takes longer because you have multiple enemies. And these of course don't do anything, so... And that should be enough. There we go. Second level done. And I doubt I will get much further knowing myself, because now we get the wasps, and those are, yeah. Don't even need to fly into the wasps, I just fly into the standard animals. This doesn't look like I will get much further, but we'll see. Not this way. Ah, don't need that now. I don't think I ever got past this level, so we'll see what happens today, but I doubt it will happen today either. No, not this way. Yeah. Nope. Okay, we'll try again. I'm guessing you had to lurk for a bit, 48K RAM. Let's get some bonus points. It's kind of interesting how the game seems to have way more aliens than the opponents than it actually has. Because if you really look at it, you'll see that at the moment there's a maximum of 4 at a time. Not sure how many there can be, but there seems to be a limitation in that. Oops. Okay, well, somehow got through level 1 despite everything that I did wrong. Why am I using the wrong spray? When you do a higher level spray, it will stun the opponent for a bit, or if you do a different one, it just won't kill them. And of course, I'm doing the wrong one completely. Oops. Yeah, Ultimate Play the Game might not be a name that many people nowadays know. Modern gamers wouldn't know it, but this is the company that in the end became Rare. And Rare is pretty well known, of course, for a long time after. Oops. Let's make it difficult for myself, but I'm just not one for arcade games really, but well, I had to try this because it's of course a classic, and I decided to just go through the ultimate games one by one. But I'm not good at these games. It will, of course, only get worse later on, but hey, it's still fun. After Pssst, they came out with Tranz, a not extremely good, but a playable game in which you drive a car across the US and try to collect trophies while avoiding hitting other cars and other objects. The locations of the trophies are generated randomly. And you have to keep an eye on your engine, the oil, and try not to drive into any other object as I mentioned. And you'll see on the radar every now and again there might be a car showing up, another dot on the left. Let's see if we can find a trophy, and otherwise, at the very least, let's get a bit of gas, cause oops. Where did they hide the trophies today? There's a gas station, and there was one of my opponents that I really should avoid, and they tend to come towards me, so you'll see I'm overheating, so that's why it slowed down. Oh, nope, couldn't avoid it. And then we get a night section. Yeah, off to a good start, as you can see. Sure, let's drive into the nearest tree. This is supposedly Denver, okay. I wouldn't recognize it as such, but if you say so, we'll call it Denver. I was planning to go get some gas here, but it helps if you then... That's better. Driving too close. Today we'll go to a number of the Ultimate games, and then next week we'll go to the other titles, because there's a total of about 20 titles. I won't get through all of them today. Oh boy. I used to be better at this than this. This is just ridiculous. I used to have a reaction speed, you know? Let's fill her up. At least that succeeded. Oops. Let's try one more time. I want to at least get one trophy. Somehow in the past I actually was able to get a complete set of trophies. I seem to remember it was 5 of them. Pure luck, of course, since Las Vegas is a bit far to the south here, we notice. The map isn't really realistic, let's put it that way. Oops, overheated, so we have to wait. Sure, let's drive directly into it. How do you mean I'm not an arcade gamer? I guess I hit the border with Canada there. I wonder what speed they mean with 400. 400 watts. Yeah, let's go to the next game I don't know how to play. After Tranz, also in 1983, came Cookie. For which, no, that one will still run okay. At some point there starts to be a bit of a weird issue. They used a certain addressing mode which didn't work on the Spectrum 128. Now this, as I'm using it here, emulates the Spectrum 128. So it would not be allowed to run. So in a bit we will have to use a command to make sure that it will run. Okay, try to get only the food parts into the bowl and the rest into the garbage bin, and try to not be hit by anything. That last part still is the hardest part for me. Oops. Another fast game. Need one more. Ooh, got through the first level somehow. Next, we got some green stuff that we need to get in there. Preferably without being hit. Oops, we didn't want that fish part in there, but so be it. Whoops. And if you think this is bad, you should see the next game that we will go up to, because that's one I really can't play. This at least I get somehow. Although badly, but I know what I'm supposed to do at least. Gotcha. Once again, we got through somehow. I'm assuming everything is still working, but it's very quiet today in chat. I hope that chat isn't broken down again like it was earlier in the day, because there were some issues earlier, I know. Hi, the saxophonist. Ah, there's someone there. I was starting to wonder because we had some issues. Yeah, I know, it's in and out of working. I kind of guessed that was part of the issue. How are you? I'm glad to hear that. I'm playing games today that I'm really stink at. Actually, the one that I stink least at was the one that I played first. Hi, Teal. Yeah, it's a disaster today with chat, I know. How are you, Teal? Yeah, I know I'm been having issues with chat all day at times. Okay, this game is called Cookie. I'm actually playing, yeah, I see there's no information. I'm playing games made by, under the label Ultimate Play the Game. This is the game Cookie from 1983. And the idea is to make, well, put the mixer in there, but as you can see, I'm not very good at it. We'll try one more time. Nothing new there, of course. Some of you have seen me play before, and I'm not very good at most games, apart from some puzzle games and such, but I still enjoy it, so. Yeah, I shouldn't have put the fish in there, because that means that I have to put 5 more in there. Yeah, and try not to be hit by stuff. Yeah, so far I've been playing, well, this is the 4th of the games I'm playing now. all by Ultimate Play the Game. Ultimate Play the Game, which most of you might not know, but later became rather well known under the name Rare. Once they sold the name to US Gold, they then went on to become Rare. And Rare is rather well known even now, I think. But this was yeah, very early game. They only made a total of about 16 or 20 or something like that games. Mostly on the Spectrum, but there are a few also for different. Hey Paul, Hermsky. Someone else got through the chat thingy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Hermsky does know this game. Would surprise me if he didn't. How you doing, Hermsky? Yeah, it's a disaster again today. There's been attacks on Twitch all day, it seems. At some point there were so-called hosting situations where bots were supposedly hosting channels with 300 or more people, while in reality they did that every 10 minutes or so to certain channels, in that way crashing a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm playing Ultimate games. I started with Jetpack on the VIC-20 actually today. And then I went to the Spectrum for first, of course, Pssst, then Tranz, and now Cookie. And you know how bad I am at arcade games in general, so as you can see, it's not my kind of game, but I still want to try a bit from Ultimate for a change. So how are you today? Now I get a message that my channel is not available. Let's hope it's still running for you guys. Because in my window it says it just can't find the stream. But it seems to still be working here, so... Yeah, it does a bit, eh? Yeah, today is a difficult day for streaming. We'll see what happens. Ah, bummer. So, how have you been, Hermsky? Or Paul, I should say, I guess. Ah, shouldn't put the fish in there. Nope. Yeah, that would remind one of Jetpack actually. I'm actually going to switch to the next game on the list. And for this I will need to put an out in there. Okay, Teal. Have a good lurk. And who knows, see you later maybe. Now, if there's one game I really can't play, it's this one. And now I have to think of the number 32765, 48, because I have to force it to 48K mode. Because otherwise this won't work. And now I hope I can remember the keys on this one, because that's a long time ago that I did this. Yeah, I can play with joystick actually, and then I think I need one extra key for that. Okay, down is... Okay, then we have a problem, because what do they use then to pick up? Would be nice if I knew that. Set? Yeah, set. Okay, that's nice and easy, because you have to then move to the keyboard just to pick up stuff and drop it. I know, I first need to... Yeah, okay. I never liked this one, I was never good at this. It looks all very nice, but it's so unplayable, I think. I'm actually not even gonna try a second time, because this is just so hard to play, and I don't know how good you were at it, Paul, but I was never able to play that anyway decent. I guess the next one, although Sabre Wulfe is listed as 1984, is Atic Atac, because, yeah, I don't know many people who are actually good at that game. No. It's such a mess with keys and everything. Nowadays, of course, we have many games with a lot of keys, but yeah, it didn't fit on a standard joystick. You needed extra buttons. And it's just, yeah, it was never my kind of game. Nice old fashioned, and thankfully it loads faster than originally. By the way, Paul, I mentioned earlier that I was playing Jetpack on the VIC-20. Have you ever seen that version? Because just like me, I'm pretty sure you played it on the Spectrum in the past. It was better than I expected. You notice that they have a limited number of sprites available in the number of different colors they put on the screen, but it works pretty good. Hey Lily, good evening. You too got through the fabulous chat issues we have today on Twitch. It's one big mess again, as so often lately. I have tried to revamp Jetpack. I wasn't going to play today, but... yes, the saxophonist, that's correct. It was on the Rare compilation. Yeah, they had a number of Ultimate games. So am I, Lily. How are you doing, Lily? Having a good evening so far? As to the revamped Jetpack, Paul, that will actually be played relatively soon, I think, for our high score challenge. Because I want to do the revamped one for that one. Let's play as a surf. Do I have enough with the joystick? No, I need something on this one too. Let's check for the keys. That might take a bit. Okay, QW. QW. Then it will probably be KM, no? What did they use? There's bound to be a key somewhere, but which one? Oh no, they did this. I got it. I should have done it with the joystick after all. They didn't do a separate pickup key. I thought they did a separate pickup key on this one. Yeah, it's been giving issues all day, the saxophonist. This game originally was only available for the Spectrum, and I have to get out of here because I don't have the right thing for that. Yeah, I decided to just go on after all, despite the issues, because I felt at least I was able to do something. It's better than nothing. And I'm a serf, so I can get through the wine barrels. That's kind of an interesting thing about this game. They have different options for, depending on which character you play. Yeah, well, someone has to be on today, you know. I'm glad you were able to. Yeah, see, there is an extra key here that I need. Which one is that? That, okay. I can actually hit that with a bit of trouble. You need certain keys, certain objects to stop certain opponents from hitting you. Or to get through certain certain doors. Come on, Z. Yeah, thank you. One blue key. We can might as well take this one along too. While we're at it. I know we can only take. I was. Only 3 slots for objects. But yeah, I'm glad you are all here, guys, because it would have been. It was a bit lonely at some point by myself. As you see, I have the blue key, so I can get through the blue gate. Try not to hit space, because that's pause. I cannot get through the green gate. I need a green key for that. Nor through the red, so that's useless. So what had you guys and lady be wanting to stream today? Any specific plans, or just in general see what happened? Or ah, yeah, you're playing Bloodborne, huh? How do you like Bloodborne? Is it any good? Hey, when? Well, Twitch is back somewhat. It's having trouble, clearly. That's a shame. Nice to see you too, Wen. It's, we actually get an audience by now, despite all this. No emotes? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. All the user content is not available because I don't think there's any description of what I'm playing either at the moment. So for those who don't know, these are games made by in the Ultimate Play the Game. That Ultimate Play the Game that later became Rare. And Thiel is back from his lurk. I don't know the map on this. I'm just playing it for a while until I die. Thanks, Lily. Nice of you to come by. Are you going to stream yourself or? Oops. Hi, Johnson. Yeah, that's nice to see you too. How you doing, mate? Having a good day? I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, 200 rooms and I never know the map. I probably saw about 40 of them and the rest was double. So Johnson, what is your experience with retro computing? Because I know you're from the same year I am. At least that's always what I assume, given the 1968. Yeah, I remember Commander Keen on the PC. Now, what I'm playing today, because I know that display is not complete on the screen, is games made, or rather published under the Ultimate Play the Game label. Okay, Wen. See you later and have a good luck. As said, these are games, all games made under the Ultimate Play the Game label, which, as I mentioned earlier to some, ended up becoming rare once they sold the rights to the name Ultimate to US Gold. We're now looking at games from 1983, 1984, and I'll actually let's see if we can find something down here, and otherwise we go to... No, we've already been here. Yeah. We'll go to a different game, because this is one of those games without the map. After a while it becomes boring, of course. Next one, 1984. We go to Sabre Wulfe. And I have to do it in this order. And once again, this is one that won't work on a Spectrum 128K unless you use this command. Yeah, I do have DOS options too on this system, but I don't have much installed on it. Because I'm playing on a MiSTer FPGA. Do I need extra keys? I don't think so, so I'll go for the Kempson joystick option. Ah, that's a shame, because the blue one is the best flower to have, because you... Indeed it is, the saxophone is... Oops. You can't do anything with the rhino, and the red flower is useless. I guess I can't avoid this. No. Yeah, it's fun, that's classical music, because, well, of course they can use that, which is not always the case with other music. Although not every programmer kept to that. Yeah. What kind of flower do we get here? Nothing yet. Ah, and I die. At least one life. Red is useless. The flower you want is the blue one. Because that makes you... Yeah, well. Okay, red for a change then. Ah. We need to collect part of an amulet. And while the map itself is not random, the placement of the amulet parts is random. That's one of the 4 parts. I know, Paul, it's very weird to have them the same size, but, well, at least that way you can see them, eh? You really don't want to get into the way of that Indian, although at the moment, since I'm red, I can. It's a long time since I played this one. Don't disturb the bear. Should have known better. Okay, the yellow one you really don't want, as you can see. While we're at it, we collect some extra money. %. And we actually get to enter our name. And this I always find so funny, because we're talking about a home computer that has a complete keyboard. Yet for entering our name, we use a joystick. Let's try this one more time. At least this is a game that I can somewhat play. Now, it would have made sense if this game also came out for arcade machines or for consoles, but this only came out for the Spectrum actually. No other system had this game. And the Spectrum has a, well, let's say complete keyboard, although not everyone would agree to that. Apart from Hermski, did anyone else have a ZX Spectrum or any other home computer back in the day? Apart from IBM PC, I don't know, Commodore 64 or anything like that? Hi Edwin! Yeah, it's a disaster today with trades. It has been all day. It's Commodore 128, okay. Nearly completely compatible with the Commodore 64. Yeah, I know which one you meant. Actually, the first game I played today was Jetpack on the Commodore VIC 20, so a predecessor of the 128. How are you doing, Edwin? Having a good evening, apart from all the issues today with the fabulous trades situations? Oops. And what did you yourself have again, Edwin? I don't remember. Did you start with the Amiga or? Nothing here. Oops. Was up here already, yeah? Yeah, you started with the Amiga, yeah. 87. I already had my Spectrum for 4 years now. Ah, VIC 20, yeah. For its time it was a good computer. And with 16K RAM it was actually usable, yeah, because the standard, what was it, 5K RAM I think? Wasn't very interesting, but... Yeah, well, just like Johnson, I'm from 1968, Edwin, so... Ah, actually got further this time, 11%. From what year were you again, Edwin? Hi, Brock. How are you today? Ah, yeah, you're 5 years younger. Yeah, that makes sense then. 87, yeah. Compute Magazine, I remember that one. I'm doing well, thank you, Brock. And from what I understand, the others are too, but I'll let them answer for themselves, of course. I'm glad you guys all could make it. As far as I remember, yeah, Johnson, this is the first time I think you made it to my live streaming, eh? Ah yeah, we got the purple, which means you have an inverted direction. It always surprised me that Ultimate didn't make these games for other systems too, because they were able to do it with Jetpack, but for some reason they didn't do it with the rest of the games. Apart from later on. We're actually going for one of the later ones now, because the next one up is also on the Spectrum. Actually, I first have to reset, because I have to do the out again in a bit. And that should be Underworld, is next on the list. 48. Some keys I still remember by heart. J for load and symbol shift P for the quotes. But yeah, typing in listings. I've done a lot of those in my days. And then of course, because saving was so slow, one didn't save and then suddenly... Ah yeah, that's this one. With a weird jump, and you need an extra key here, I think, to pick up things. Yeah, space. I'm glad it is. I wasn't sure how good it would be, but yeah, the jump is just so crazy. Because you can't jump up straight, you can only jump in a direction. Oh yeah, I know how that goes, Edwin. When I first had my Spectrum, I still had the black and white TV only, so yeah. I played mostly in black and white too then, but later I of course got a color TV. My parents did have a color TV downstairs, but since we really didn't want to be on the big TV, because then we got into fights with younger sisters and such. No, oops. No, it's easier to go down here. I seem to remember, as long as you at least shoot at things. Oh, we will have to jump then. Oops. This is one of those games that looks nice, but is basically not very playable. Ah yeah, that was an issue the VIC had, huh? Yeah. The Spectrum had another issue, as you can see, there is a color issue. You can't have more than one foreground color and one background color in one character square, so the moment the character goes through a different color, either the character or the background will change color. Color clash indeed. And I know that the VIC-20 had that to some degree too. Because of the limited number of sprites. I seem to remember you had 4 different sprites you could use. Or something like that on the VIC-20. And that was actually visible when I played Jetpack earlier. Ah yes. And now if I remember correctly, you have to get off here quickly, because otherwise... I know, you could get to the floor, okay. Long time ago since I played this. This has never been my favorite game. If I am honest, of the various Ultimate games, Jetpack was probably among my favorites. Yeah. I won't put you through this anymore at the moment. And we're actually going to change to a different system now. Because I thought, hey, I know all the Spectrum versions of games, but there are quite a few that I don't know. So we go to the Amstrad CPC, which some people here might know. And we start with Nightlore. And now I have to think. Cat, that was it. No infinite lives, no infinite time. Oh yeah, standard is 14, I think. 7 is more than enough. I won't make more than 1, if even that, so. And actually I have to set up an extra key. Because I looked this up earlier, actually ran a very quick test. And noticed that I needed an extra key on the space. Because otherwise I have to keep going back to the keyboard. I hate not using directional control, so we go for directional control, because that's at least somewhat playable. I myself only played the Spectrum version of this, but this emulates the Amstrad CPC 6128 with all kinds of extra things, of course. No, that's not going to work. I have to time it correctly in this case. That's nice. This game has day and night phase, and during the night you become a werewolf. Actually, in this direction I don't need to take any, I can just walk. The other way around I have to take the jumps, which make it a bit harder, but this one is easy enough in this direction. Okay, Teal, enjoy your lunch. Let's hope I need to be down here. I guess that's a no. And I won't be able to escape without losing a life. Oh well. Okay, Edvin. It was nice of you to be here. Have a good night. And hope to see you soon. I'll probably see you tomorrow, I guess, when it's time for Amigos. Yeah, it was nice to see you guys and you in here too. I've already been here, of course. Let's see, there was nothing to the south. Or rather to the east, because we've been through here, so okay, then we go back, and now it will be harder to go back, but we'll see. Oops, bit back. That's the one disadvantage of this game and of all these games. Let's walk out again and back in. You didn't have an option to change perspective. Oh, there was a door behind the trap? Okay, then we go back. You mean in this one, Paul? Let's see if you do remember correctly. Might well be. No, it doesn't look that way. Nope, nothing there. Oh well, we'll just lose a life, not a problem. No worries, Paul. Oh, I actually made it in one go, surprisingly. I like the slight change in graphics on this one compared to the Spectrum. It's... Oh boy, yeah, I remember now. This is the one where you had to be quick, because although you can jump over them, I think. But only at the right spot. No, too far off. But sometimes you're lucky and you make it in time. That's probably not an option, but we'll see if I can do it. A bit further down. No, further down. I'm not even sure if it's possible to do this. Yes, it is. This is where we have to go later on, but I can't right now. I need a cup, it tells me, so I have to find the cup. As you might remember, when I started the game, it asked me how many objects I wanted in there, and I said 7. Normally, maximum is 14. So the first object it wants me to find is a cup. I won't be able to make it through here without an object, so I need an object, but I haven't found any yet. So we go to another room. I like the fact that they... Ah yeah, it's this one. Yeah. That one searches for me and... Unless I... Nope. Overall rating poor. Well... You could have been nice game. You could have said, ah, not too bad. No, poor. And of course we don't have save states back in the day, so if I wanted to try it again, I would have to start from scratch. Was it, Holmesy? How bad was your try? Back in the day I was able to get to about 50 or 60%, but that's a long time gone. I had, by the way, also wanted to try some of the games on the BBC, but for some reason they wouldn't work the way they should. So that's why we have some extra CPC. Pokes, yeah. I actually played this one a little bit. Was it last week or the week before? When I did my Amstrad CPC games, but yeah. Now I was able to get to 50 or 60%. I never was able to complete it, but nowadays I'm actually happy with what I did now. It wasn't too bad for my doing. Okay. I'm pretty sure I need to do the setting here too. Oh no, it should still be in there actually, so I don't have to do it anymore. Okay. With the directional control on, it's somewhat better to do than what I did last time. Can I get in the middle there? No, I need an object for that, I think. No. I thought I could jump over here, but we'll see. No. Then I will have to get object first. Every game in the series had, that they brought out, had a bit of a different mechanic. Ah, there's an object. Can I get to it? I should be able to. Let's see if I can do this. Oh no, I have to do it this way, I guess. No. I may not be able to do this from here. I will have to, unless, let me check something. Can I jump and then move? I don't think so in this one. No. Yeah, it did save Ultimate a lot of time, but even so they did change enough that it's... Ah yes, that one. There were differences in there at least, and the basic routines were the same, but how on earth am I gonna get there? I don't see myself getting there. Let's go. Ah, nothing here. But yeah, basically Ultimate of course had originally only one programmer really, one of the two brothers, and I still can't think of their names, which is pretty stupid. While the other brother did the graphics mostly. But it was actually a quite decent engine. Okay, can I go down here? Yeah. Some of these games have bottomless levels. What do we have here? Nope. I'm not gonna make that as a jump. Stamper Brothers, thank you. I really couldn't think of the name. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, one of them was the programmer, the other one did the graphics. And I'm stuck here, and I'm not gonna put you through more of this. Because we got another one coming. Another similar game. Night Lore, I think it's... I'm guessing that would make sense. Nope, then we do a cat. Ah, Ah, yeah, of course, not Knights with a K. Okay. Gunfight will come later. I'm basically doing them in order. In the order they come out. This Nightshade, yeah. Gunfight will be the next game. Which I will actually be playing on the MSX. For a change. And then after that we will do Pentagram. And we'll see what time it is then if we have time for the C64 only games that also were published by Ultimate, but weren't made by them. They were made by another. There we are. Oops. But yeah, as you can see, this engine is a lot like the engine for Gunfright. I think this is version 2 of their engine. This was, for the time, quite a step forward, having buildings that actually showed up when you were outside them. I want this one because that works as a bullet. And I can use a few extra. And if I remember correctly, certain weapons only work on certain opponents. And the fire I can't do anything against, I think. So let's go there. Those 6 I do want, because those are weapons again. Of course, try not to get hit by something else then. But with my level of play, that's easier said than done. Did any one of you ever play this game, or? Actually, there was an exit here, I think. Eh? There, yeah. Okay, looks like that's some extra life or something, yeah. Yeah, this was towards the end of the Ultimate time. After this, they made Pentagram, of Gunfight and Pentagram, and that was the last one before they sold rights to the name to US Gold. And I did not add any of the games that were brought out by US Gold under the Ultimate name, because they are just not the same. Oh, come on. I don't want fire. Fire isn't fun. Not in this game. But yeah, for back in the days, these graphics are actually quite impressive, I must say. The Spectrum version wasn't bad either, but it looks better on this one. The advantage, of course, they had with the engine was that they could easily adapt it to other systems as long as they had the possibilities to do the rest. Ah, we can walk faster now. And then they made multiple games with the same engine, of course. But can we find something here by coincidence? The one issue with this one is that you have to be very precise with the doors, which they didn't have anymore with, for instance, Outlaws, where it would automatically center on the exit, but this one doesn't have that option, which is a bit, makes it a bit harder to play at times. But and if I remember correctly, with this one, I don't know the key by heart. Oh yeah, enter was the key. You can change the viewing direction. There were a number of keys for that. I never know which ones. Which was something that was of course missing on games like Outlaws, because you never knew what you were doing when you were behind too many things. Oops, nothing here. And to be very honest, I don't even remember what exactly we were supposed to do in this. This is more basically a graphic demonstration right now. I added it because it's part of the series, but these games were just never my games. I'm guessing I need a key for this. If it even opens. Oops. Ah. We go for the next one. Now, someone was already talking about it earlier, of course. We go to the MSX and hope it runs in one go, but it looks like it doesn't, so we have to do this and hope that it continues streaming. Which I'll see in a bit. Actually, I can check now, of course, if I go to a different window. Yeah, it does stream. We go to Gunfright. With that you also see how we use the MiSTer to change to different systems, for those who haven't seen that before. We can do a lot of games with this. I already pre-select this. Then we start. Ah, got a bit of an itch, sorry about that. Space to launch. We're of course talking about 8-bit systems, so they aren't as fast as current systems on loading. At least we hope it will load. It did earlier when I ran a quick check. Because as I mentioned, I did want to try a few on the BBC Micro, but for some reason that wouldn't work. And for some reason this one won't either at the moment, so I guess there's still an issue. So I have to do a cold reboot and then hope that afterwards it's still working towards the streaming. Yeah, let's hope the audio also will work, but we'll see that in a bit. Why is this acting up? Yeah, there were too many brands and they all were just a bit different. Plus, MSX in Europe basically came too late because it was relatively early in Japan, but it took a bit longer before it came into Europe, and then it had to fight with, well, the standard Spectrums and C64s, etc. It couldn't fight with that anymore. It was too late for that. Apart from in a few countries, I seem to remember that France had a pretty decent MSX situation. That's good to know, 48K RAM. Welcome back. Okay, let's hope that it runs now. The weird thing is, I know I had this game running earlier for a check. Hey, Teal. Done your lunch? Why is this acting up today? CPU speed normal, everything looks normal. I already did, Paul. I even did a cold reset a bit ago. Actually tested this earlier today because I knew that the BBC versions had issues because I couldn't get those working correctly. Had graphics issues, probably a sync issue. Settings, everything looks standard. Default, yeah, all standard. You just bought it. What did you get, Teal? And what did you get for us? This is just weird. I'm gonna try one more time with the cold reset of the MiSTer. No, it's not extremely warm or anything, just making sure. I played with MSX a while ago and it worked perfectly then, but... And I tried this earlier today and it worked perfectly then too. No, this is acting up. Okay, we're going for the Spectrum then, for this one. No, because it actually worked earlier today, so I don't know what's up. Yeah, I guess so, for the 8K RAM. Guess they're DOSing me now, DDoSing. F12. We said Gunfright. That should be in the TZX. G. I did not prepare for this, so I have to do it this way. I'm pretty sure I will also need to do the out here, so we will do that. 32765, comma 48. Well, burger and fries, Teal. From which place did you order from? Yeah, 48K RAM, we know that one. If we are on a 128K, we better do that poke for, or that out for the ultimate games after from Lunar Jetman on. Oh yeah. Let's first get some money with as few bullets as possible, because otherwise we don't have bullets later on. There we go. As you can see, this is the same engine that was used for the game we just saw. Oops. But you also saw that just on the Amstrad in the other game, the graphics were color-wise a bit better, but within the limitations of Spectrum, this actually worked pretty well. We have a bounty out on Buffalo Bill, so we have to find Buffalo Bill somehow. I don't think I ever succeeded in getting a bounty in this one, but we'll see. That's a first for anything. Why? What happened, Teal? What did you do? Oops. Yeah, I guess so too, 48k. Okay, so what happens if we go in here? Is there an exit on the other side? Nope. Oh, come on. That's not fair, coming around the corner there. Let's try one more time. So what did you do, Teal? Okay, Paul. Thanks for coming by. Have a good evening. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow on when we are watching our Amigos Retro Gaming. Which actually reminds me of something that I will be doing a bit. Ah, there's my horse. Yes, we have a horse without legs, so... But you only get it temporarily. You never saw that 48k? Yeah, I still have to do 48k for more TVIC or two. But we have over a week still for that. That's a shame for the kid. There's so many games on the Specky. Okay, after Gunfright, we go to a different game that was supposed to be on the Spectrum anyway, and that's Pentagram. The last... I actually shouldn't have done it that way. We do it this way. The last game that was brought out under by the original guys. Before it was sold, as I said, to US Gold, which brought out, I think, 2 more games. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look it up, but I think it was 2 more games. But they just weren't the same. It was just not the quality they were used to from the Ultimate label. Or to 12, okay. It is a bit of a shame I'm not allowed to choose. Hey, the joystick is not correct. Ah, that's how they did. This is interesting. As some of you will know, we have an issue sometimes that they have up to jump. Not in this game. In this game it's down to jump. And we use the fire button to fire. Yeah, I know, sounds really weird, but because up you use to move forward. So you rotate, you move with up, and use down to jump. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. So use down to jump, use the fire button to fire, because you can fire in this one. And every time I try this game, in all the years that I tried it, I always fall for it at first. Okay, what's the order in this one? Ah, okay, I can. I tried, of course, to go with the up to jump. Yeah, I am not a fan of those either, but, well. I guess it's one way to be able to get enough controls on the joystick. Yeah, moon physics, indeed it is. Oops. Not gonna make this. No. Let's not try this. Let's try what is down here. Is this something I need? Nope. Nothing I can do with that. Okay, that looks like those stones will break down, so we probably need to do a double jump, yeah. Why would I have to jump up there? Must be, is there something up there? Let's try. Ah. Whoops. But yeah, this was the last of the Spectrum games. I'll go on with the original plan and go to the C64 only games that came out from on the Ultimate label. They were not made by them themselves. They were mostly brought in by external programmers who happen to like, and I got too many in here that I accidentally left in there, so I have to look at some stuff. Hey, I didn't do that here. Oops, then I will have to go to the directory themselves. Not a problem. I have the titles listed. Staff of something was the first one. There's 6 games that they brought out only on the C64. Staff of Karnath, that's the one. I'm actually learning the C64 keyboard by heart nowadays. Now I at least am used to the Spectrum graphics with rather bright colors, and the Amstrad was similar. Compared to those, the C64 colors just look so dull, but at least they are not just brown. There's also some purple and some gray in here, which is more than you can say from some of the games. Takes a bit to load. C64 was never known for its fast loading. Okay, I'm gonna program a key because I know that I need other key for changing the spell, and I really don't want to do that on my keyboard. So yes, I know it's a bit of a cheat, but hey, cheat. Josie but to start, F1 to restart. Okay, well. And of course, typical C64, you need to switch the joysticks. As you can see, graphics on these are, let's just say, less good than what we're used to from the Spectrum and the Amstrad versions we saw, and even the MSX versions. Piece of pentacle found. Wow. Okay, I guess this is the bedroom. Ah, there's another piece of the pentacle, I guess. At least I'm assuming that's what this is, but no, can't get to it. Almost Fortrin. I only have the Trobin spell and the Knossos spell. Whatever they are, I have no idea. I guess you use certain spells against certain opponents, so let's see what this one can do. Okay, that seems to have some effect at least. But yeah, these are quite different games than the ones we saw earlier, of course. These just don't feel like Ultimate games, eh? Do I have to use a certain spell? No idea. There's bound to be something I have to do with that, but I don't know what. Oh well. Just a quick show of this one. I will go to the next one. The next one was Entombed. I am showing them because they were... Of course I have to first reset and then do this. They were published under the Ultimate label before it became owned by US Gold, so for completeness I will show them, but I don't know, they are just so different from what we are used to from the Spectrum and from the Amstrad and other systems. I also have no idea how popular these were, because I'm not that into the C64 scene, so I don't know if these sold big or not. I assume they were never sold really in the US, only in the UK and Europe, as so many Ultimate games were. Okay, button. This one I actually knew because I did run a quick test, and it took me a while to get how to get through that door, but in this case you're searching for the way out, it seems. Well, okay, it auto rotates, so handy. So whenever you go up somewhere, you start going left to right on the next movement. Okay, that's nothing. And it doesn't seem like I have any way of using a spell, no. Ah, I can use a whip, that's it. But then of course you need to use the whip, and I don't have that yet. I haven't found that, okay. I don't know, this just doesn't feel like Ultimate to me. I really go through this relatively quickly because, as I said, it just doesn't feel like a real Ultimate game to me, but we'll have a quick look at it. Imhotep, the next one. I keep doing this. First reset, then load the disk. Why am I doing this? I can just do this actually. I do have Bullet Edge for various systems, indeed. I have it for the Spectrum, I have it for the C64, I have it, well, probably for just about any system I have on here, including the BBC Micro and also some of the consoles. And I have actually played a few versions of it before, and I will again. There is this one, and then there's 3 more after this. 3 more games, so just a few quick games. Well, this at least is a more interesting game than the other ones, I think. Not my type of game, because I'm not good at arcade games, but for what it is. Do I have auto fire on this one? Yeah, we do. Why am I hitting the fire key then? If not, I could actually do auto fire on the pad, because I'm using a modern controller, of course. I trust audio levels on these games are also good enough, because different systems ask usually for different audio levels, but I think this should be okay from what I can hear myself here. Oops. Yeah. It's a game. What else do we have? Blackwyche was the next one. We'll go through these relatively quick, because why keep... Okay, I'm growing old, I keep doing the same thing. I first need to reset, then load the disk. At least I remember to do Shift Escape now. Yeah, I can't go on too much longer, because, well, I have to work in the morning. So I get up in about, well, just over 7 hours from now, yeah. So yeah, I will have to end after these 3 games. And here we go again, another one of those games. Yeah, use sword. You first need to find the sword. Hi, Wen. Are you going to bed, or are you going to have a quick look still? Yeah, I have a bit of time still. And Teal, do I really need to say something? I do see the LUL emote there. I guess there must be a sword here somewhere, but... Yeah, if there's one who should sleep, it's Teal, eh? No, can't even jump on there. Well, yeah, I have... Okay, I'm dead. I use a MiSTer FPGA for this. I do have original ZX Spectrums, but capturing them, including audio, is rather difficult though. 1 second, because that's why I use MiSTer for this. We have Outlaws. Now that I seem to remember was a decent game, but I might be wrong in that one too. Okay, yeah, Teal, I understand the menace. I also get why, though, and they really didn't have any other choice, I guess. Huh? Oh yeah, they're gonna get something new for it in time. Oh boy. I'm wondering, by the way, if Animal Crossing have never been my games. Oops. Okay, I guess I have to jump there then. I actually got through without. Sure. Why would you give me a chance to shoot him? Let's try one more time. I'll switch light. No, that won't stream, I think. Wow. SM7B, that's not cheap. Yeah, you would like that one, man. Okay. Well, the game looks interesting, it's also unplayable. And why don't you, Teal? Yeah, it's expensive, but hey, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Dragon Skull, do we have that anywhere? There it is. And I do it again. One would think at my age that one would be used to doing stuff only once, wrong once, huh? But yeah, the price, yeah, that's the hard part, I understand that. But apart from the price, it's a good mic. Okay, this is a screw crack. Can I get through that? Yeah, I can. Do we start somehow or? It's not a budget option, far from it, exactly. Okay, it does work. And it's another one of these. Here we switch. What's this? We don't have that, I guess. Okay, that's fire. And jump. Okay, and how do I do this? Nope. Do I have to step somewhere then? There we go. That star did it. Okay. Okay, it's a bit of a different game again, but no, can't go by here. Okay. Ah, so we have to step somewhere again, probably. No. Can we shoot it then? Nope. And I'm assuming we can't get through it. Oh, no, we can. Oh, duh. Ah, of course. Let's go for a maze. It looks like we have to cross here. Oh, how do I get over there? Now he won't walk at all. Interesting. Ah, I can shoot at it. Okay. Ah. Okay. Okay, I guess that was the game. And with that, we will go towards the end of the stream. Thanks all for coming, despite all the issues with Twitch today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I know I'm not the best player of some of these games, and especially the last set of games wasn't very good, but I hope you still enjoyed it. We're gonna see if we can raid someone. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm glad to hear that, Johnson. I'm just checking who is still streaming. Preferably someone in the retro gaming, of course. It's relatively quiet there. Let's have a look if I can find someone in retro. Let's hope that actually works today, because of course we have issues with Twitch. Search on the right keyboard. Retro. Who is active at the moment? Speed gaming, Snake Eyes, what are they doing? Let's look at the category. Someone a bit... Because retro and retro, of course, is quite different. Some people play games from about 2000, some play from the 80s. And the people I normally would go for are not on at the moment. Oh, I see myself in there. Okay, let's see if this person, it's PlayStation 1 Harvest Moon, but this is... It's not someone I know, but, well, let's just rate a small streamer. That is doing something retro related. Thanks all for coming. And I'll be back, well, at least on the next Thursday, but probably earlier. And yeah, see you all soon, I hope. Thank you all. And I have to do it correctly, of course. Nice end.